Good morning and welcome to the new edition of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. We saw Pakistan convulsed by the rape of a woman right on the highway, and there was a danger of the government being toppled. There's a news from India, and that's not the first news. Pakistan and India, South Asia as a whole, lead the world in rapes. And when I try to visualize women's safety and security in this region, let's club it as South Asia, I find that for women the biggest burden is the body not by itself, but the safeguarding, and that takes a heavy toll. The women are not safe either inside or outside the house. There have been instances when the fathers and the brothers have raped the girls, daughters, and the sisters. We say the best creation of the God is women, and yet she's the worst sufferer. It's exceedingly sad to say that South Asia leads the world in committing rapes, sexual assaults. And with the clockwork regularity we witness these horrible days, watch them, the women being raped, mutilated, killed, burnt, and nary a loss of night's sleep as far the leaders are concerned. What's happening? Why is it that these countries where according to the religion, women should be deemed to be worthy of respect and worship. Are they treated as vessels of carnal desire only? And today I like to concentrate as the facts and figures on India and South Asia and find out why is it that this region leads? Is it only the cultural background? Or are there other reasons? According to the National Crime Record Bureau, India records 88 cases per day of rape. 88 cases, and these are recorded, reported cases. It's commonly assumed that there are only 10% of the cases that really happen. That means about 1,000 cases happen every day. And that's not far back, that is the figure of 2019. And in the last 10 years, the vulnerability of women, including tiny toddlers, has increased by 44%. So 44% increase in rapes in 10 years. What an achievement. And then gang rapes, brutal murders, followed by online protests, politicians vying to get the limelight, hog the newspapers, and the TV anchors shouting hoes. And then whom do we blame? We blame women for wearing scanty clothing, revealing dress, western dress, for going out late hours, and anything that can come to our mind. And then people often blame the political leadership of the province where the rape takes place. This time it was UP. But if we look at it, can you believe in Rajasthan, which is Congress ruled, in 2019 there were 41,550 rape cases. That is in, if I compare the figure to 2018, it was an increase of 50%. In 2018, it was 27,866. 2019, 41,550. Do I hold the chief minister responsible? I don't know. No, when it's not only the province. Let's go with the population. In 2019, the rate of total crimes against women per thousand, per lakh, sorry, per 100,000, it was 55.4 in Uttar Pradesh. For every 100,000 population, 55.4, let's say 56, were rapes. But in left ruled Kerala, which prides itself, and Kerala is a province with 100% literacy, and they say they are leftists, the way Joe Biden and others are saying. All the sources claim that they're the paragons of women's and the human rights and things like that. So in Kerala, the K rate was 62.7 per 100,000. Wow. Congress, which poses to be the guardian of the vulnerable classes, it is 110.4 per 100,000. 110.4, double the number of UP. And then I was amazed this time when this UP rape took place. The chief minister of Delhi came on the streets to demonstrate. And in Delhi, which is ruled by this chief minister Kejriwal, the rate is 144 per 100,000. So 55 in UP, 62.7 in Kerala, 110.4 in Rajasthan, and 144 in Delhi. Imagination staggers. This sort of epidemic of rapes, what does it show? If we look at the exact figures in 2019, it was 554 Dalit rapes. I'm talking only the depressed classes. 556 in Rajasthan, which is one-third the size of UP. Rajasthan did much worse than Uttar Pradesh, 4.5 persons per 100,000. I don't know what's going to happen to this country and to South Asia, as a matter of fact. Now, what are the reasons behind increasing rape cases? First is the mindset. This is the biggest problem. India, Pakistan, they suffer from a peculiar mindset. That's a patriarchal mindset. That father is a supreme figure. Now, we can't deny that human beings are social animals. It's a society that shapes the attitudes, society that shapes the thinking and the beliefs. And rapes exist in India at least because of patriarchal, misogynist culture that overlooks it. And whether it does it implicitly or explicitly, I can say, but it does. And same is in Pakistan, 100% true of Pakistan. This patriarchal attitude has conditioned men to believe in their superiority. They think that they are strong. The typical word used in Pakistani plays when I watch is mard. I'm the man, as if being a man makes them something supra-human. So they believe in the superiority, and what better way than to rape a woman? That's a sign of their being man. Second reason is objectification of women. And that objectification is basically cemented by Bollywood. And it makes women taken for granted. The way women are portrayed in the film songs. And the words used to describe them are really, really disgusting. And when I see people clapping when these such words are used, I say, how deeply they have fallen in the caves of stupidity. Third, the justice system. Delayed punishment. Rarely have the courts given the ultimate penalty, the death penalty, which is prescribed by the law. And I agree It should be done in the rare cases, but then normally it takes 7 to 8 years to decide a case. So the delayed punishment is denied punishment. Justice is not there. As a matter of fact, where the death penalty is granted, execution takes ages. We saw in the case of one girl who was killed after being raped. It took more than 6 years for the persons to be hanged. After the appeals have been dismissed, even by the president, the no mercy petition, there were 20 more revisions. Fourth reason, forbidden things are fascinating. In our society in South Asia, people would not discuss rape. They would not discuss, for example, the problem of masturbation or menstruation, the women's period. They hide such things from the grown up sons and their daughters. The typical conservative attitude of the parents and the family members restricts their children to interact with the opposite sex in a proper, rational manner. And then, peer knowledge, which is as incomplete, blind leading the blind, conditions their mind, and then the concept of the mirth comes in. This is a combination of all the factors. The fifth reason, lack of awareness. Our societies, families, schools, institutions fail to make our children aware of sex and sex related crimes. There is no proper counseling provided to the grown up boys and girls. The girls cannot share their issues with anyone if they are bullied, harassed, or sexually assaulted. Then, lack of infrastructure. There is no toilet facilities. In the villages, women have to go outside for defecation and go out in the evening, and the late night hours is not safe. The roads and the streets are without proper lighting. Street lights are not working, and when the darkness is there, then the princes of darkness come in. The dark and the lonely stretches are the best places. And that's what happened in Lahore recently. Does it mean that we should accept it? No. Measures must be taken to ensure complete security of women. That's the most vulnerable section, and the most important section. A complete women safety mechanism is required. You have got to work it out. Make the city safe for women. Make the home safe for women. We say women cannot go outside safely. They cannot stay at home safely. As a matter of fact, the policing should be increased, and there should be a police guy at every nook and corner, especially in crowded and lonely places. And each group of policemen must have women cop in that. Unfortunately, women, even when they are raped, cannot tell their pain to the males, which is very normal. So women must be there in each group. And each police station must have women all the time. Restaurants, petrol pumps, theaters, and other 24-hour operated businesses hubs must appoint more women. It should be obligatory on them. Hostels must set campus entry deadlines, not only for the girls but also for the boys. What we need is basically smart policing. There should be more toll-free numbers, easily accessible, WhatsApp groups, Facebook pages, emails. All these facilities should be 24 hours with the police control rooms. And then the police personnel must control the database, maintain it of all the hooligans, criminals. And 24 helplines and booths must be there in every place and every nook and corner. There should be mandatory rules for the private and the public transport for the women who are employed. More number of women should be there. GPS tracking system should be there in the auto rickshaws, cabs, buses. safety watches with GPS trackers, and then the maintenance infrastructure, lighting, building toilets in the building, so the women don't have to go out. And that way, Modi government is doing a great job. And we need one-stop destinations for the women who are raped. And these destinations should provide legal, medical, and police aid without harassment to women. Night drop vans, cabs, auto rickshaws must be introduced and run by women staff who can pick and drop women in the late hours. And most important, we need a national level of network of volunteers. Every village, every panchayat, every block, every city, every district must be connected by a large network of volunteers who should be available all the time for safeguarding women. It should work 24 hours from Delhi to Mumbai to Kolkata to a village in Jharkhand to a Advasi village in the Khasi Hills in Assam. 24 hours late. Then we need psychosocial counseling, which must be there in the schools and the colleges to take feedback from the girls and the children at home, how they are doing at the homes. And most important, we need sex education to be given to the students. Talk about sex related crimes, about crime, that parents must treat their male and female children equally. And that, along with the counseling, would help. Self defense training to women is very important. And then the print and the electronic media must read the issues, sensitize people, and create pressure on the decision making bodies to take proper action. Laws should be changed, they should be strict, and the justice must be swift, and it must come with a heavy hand. These are some parameters which can ensure the safety, the security of women. And the sooner we do, the better it would be for our civilization, for our culture, and for the most vulnerable section of society, which at the same time happens to be the most important section of society. Shall we do it? Shall we, as human beings, rise up and tell the government, enough is enough, come on, bring the changes? Shall we tell the society, change now? Enough is enough. Let's hope enough is enough. Thank you.